Hello and welcome to Reading with Reference Day. My name is Kim Christopher. I'm a reference librarian with the Haverford Township Free Library, and this video series, among the many that we have now, is where we share the things that we have read recently with you as reading recommendations. And here today I have the book Dress Codes: How the Laws of Fashion Made History by Richard Thompson Ford. And this is a nonfiction book that I highly recommend reading if you're looking for a thoughtful book that really makes you contemplate and reflect on all the topics that Ford covers in his book here. And it's fascinating because it's a history book where he goes over the history of fashion and clothes from roughly the time of the ancient Egyptians all the way up to modern time. But at the same time, it's a sociological study where he goes over our obsession with fashion and how it has subtly or outright influenced everything in our lives, from our work, our education systems, all our various laws, and even our politics. Everything is influenced by fashion, as he established in this book. It just all the subjects he covers in terms of fashion and clothes, it's not something you would think about in everyday life, but yeah, he makes this connection showing just how fashion has just really shaped our modern day world and how it continues to do so even now. And so yeah, it's just this really fascinating study, historical study and a sociological study at the same time that I would highly recommend reading. Again, if you're looking for a thoughtful book that makes you think about everything that he discusses in this book, it is just, again, amazing and fascinating just how he makes all these connections with fashion and history and our society. But yeah, highly recommend reading Dress Codes. And then here, the second thing I have to share is the graphic novel Little Bird by Darcy Van Polgest, Ian Bertram, and Matt Hollinsworth. And this is a graphic novel that I would highly recommend to fans of dystopian fiction, as it's set in this unspecified distant date in the future where the world is now ruled by the American Empire, this religious fanatical cult that preaches the love of God, understanding, but at the same time it performs barbaric acts of violence against the people and quells any notion of free thought. And this is where the graphic novel, the story, introduces the character of Little Bird, the daughter of one of the leaders of the resistance, who's given a mission by her mother to find the legendary resistance fighter, the Axe, who could help turn the tide of the fight against the Empire in the favor of the resistance. But once Little Bird embarks on her mission quest to find the Axe, she discovers that it's not the Axe who will help turn the war in their favor, but Little Bird herself, as she possesses this mysterious power that the Empire fears and yet at the same time covets, to the point that they will commit any act of evil just to be able to get their hands on the Little Bird. And while this is sort of a very familiar theme for dystopian future stories, just this ruthless dictatorship, the resistance against it, young protagonist on a journey to destroy the dictatorship. The one thing that makes Little Bird worth reading is just the amazing, eye-popping, gorgeous artwork throughout this. Just like another graphic novel I reviewed, My Favorite Thing is Monsters, if this graphic novel had no dialogue to tell the story, the artwork alone would just propel this whole story of Little Bird and her journey to take down this dictatorship, the American Empire. The artwork is just, it's amazing. It is just truly one of the most gorgeous examples of graphic novels, the artwork, and the stories it can tell with just the art. And so, yeah, I would highly recommend reading Little Bird, not just if you're a fan of dystopian future stories, but if you want an amazing graphic novel with just some of the most absolutely best artwork you can find out there. And then finally, here today, I have Stephen Hawking's A Brief History of Time. And I was inspired to read this after having read Neil deGrasse Tyson's Astrophysics for People in a Hurry. And in a very similar vein to it, when Hawkins is going over his analysis of the universe and its inner workings, it, it tackles the complex subjects that he's going over here in easy to grasp concepts. From black holes to the Big Bang, it's all explained by Hawkins in ways that you're able to just take in, where he injects it with humor and a bit of showmanship, as he is admittedly not just going over these complex subjects, but things that might be considered dull and dry subjects by everyday readers. And it's a very well written analysis, again, of the universe and its inner workings that make it well worth your time to read. He does it all in a very short 200 pages, which is amazing considering all the very complex subjects that he's going over here. But yeah, I would highly recommend reading this if, again, you're the kind of person who doesn't have the time to read a very thick textbook, 500, 800 page long book, or if you don't feel like you have the time to, sit down and learn everything you need to know about the universe and how we came to be and our place in it. But yeah, Brief History Time, highly recommend this as a nonfiction read for, again, if you don't have the time to sit down and read a very thick book. Because, again, short 200 pages, Stephen Hawking just covers almost everything you need to know about the universe. And that is all I have in terms of recommendations for today. And until we see each other again in another Reading with Reference, please know the library is open. The hours are slightly different from what they were during pre-COVID when we were closed and when we opened again. Where at the moment it's Monday through Wednesday, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., Thursday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Friday, Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And at the moment, we do have computers open for you to use as well, a 40-minute browsing session on them. There's only 3 computer terminals open, but you can call ahead, reserve a computer for use, or you can just come in. If the computer's not in use, you can sit down, use it, sign in for your library card, or get a library pass from the circulation desk. And you are also able to come in, browse the collections, check items out. If you don't feel comfortable coming into the library still, you can also request items on our online catalog, or you can even just fill out the contactless curbside pickup request on the library website. You can call ahead of time to arrange a time to pick up the items, either if you've requested them or done a contactless pickup form, and we will leave them in the parking lot for you to pick, no human contact. And I believe that is everything I have to share for now in terms of information about the library. We are going to change things according to what the CDC guidelines say, but for the moment, please watch out for updates on our library website and the library newsletter for happenings in the library according to what's happening in the CDC guidelines. And until we see each other again, I hope you all have a wonderful day, everyone, and take care.